Yo, no cinema kayotin, iamenduecha, huchetitemo, kayonka puecha. What's up, relatives? Mike Bravo here, Kimichipili, Yaki Sapichu from Keepers of the West, Tepochcali, aka formerly 6 Riders, hailing from Venice, California, West Los Four Corners, Tongva, Gabrielino territory, Kudavuna Tusagna. Salute to the Gabrielino relatives. This video is mostly just want to make a quick little, to share an intellectual and spiritual offering regarding the topic of the so-called Virgin of Guadalupe, or as Tonantzin, as many refer to her, but more accurately, Tecuatlacope. But just for easy reference, I'm going to refer to her, the topic as Tonantzin. So the offering is via an article I wrote about 2 years ago, which should be linked in the caption to this video, wherever I post it. I feel it's the best offering on the topic because unlike most superficial memes and bumper sticker critiques about Tonantzin, I stay true to the indigenous Mesoamerican worldview and spirituality, which most others lack. I've studied this topic now for about 2 decades now. When I first started on this indigenous reclamation road back in like 2000 or so, I used to subscribe, and got really involved in the whole little contrarianism of the time, and subscribed to the Tonantzin, the image and the story being a Spanish hoax to dupe our ancestors. But the more I studied, the more I engaged in ceremony and self-reflection, I could no longer hold on to the superficial stance that it's a hoax anymore. Just in a nutshell, I believe it robs our ancestors of their agency and ingenuity, right? And so, as you know, a lot of people go at it around this time of the year. And in my opinion, whether they believe it's a hoax to our ancestors or if they believe the narrative literally, I think most of the takes you see both fall short and don't do the topic justice when it comes to representing indigenous worldview and centering indigenous lenses. Some of the quick goals and angle I touch on in my article are keeping it centered in indigenous worldview. Most don't do this. Most people claim to be indigenous scholars or whatever else, but I feel most people don't keep an indigenous-centric lens while they're engaged in their critiques. I clarified the sloppy conflation of the Nican Mopohua, right? The narrative, aka the Juan Diego story, with the sacred image and painting. A lot of times people conflate the story, but when in fact they are separate items with separate dynamics, timelines, and context. So a lot of times this is one of the biggest sloppy mistakes that most people talking about this topic will make. I touched on the Nican Mopohua dynamics, like the narrative actually being known since the 1500s, the Mexica Aztec epistemology and cosmovision within the story, within the narrative, and the background of the writer Antonio Valeriano. I also go into the name Guadalupe itself and why that isn't the real name, whether Juan Diego was real or not, the background of Marcos de Cipac, the painter of the sacred image, as well as differentiating the Aztec Guadalupe made image from the other Marian image of the time. This is also something that's grossly conflated in other academic center takes. They compare it or they refer to other, Cortez's Virgin de Guadalupe or whatever, which are not the same thing. It's just a semantic little game people like to play. And also I go into other spiritual considerations regarding the image, the story, and the sacred site of Tepeyac, which all carry their own context and dynamics and are left out the critiques. And it's all these three dynamics merge to tell like a more thorough story. So with that, I appreciate you if check it out, read it. So yeah, that's my offering. Hope you like it and let me know what's up. Peace.